One, giving all praise unto Yabashima Shabashim Kodash. The bonus unto the apostles, a great millstone, and honest you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. On the brother, everybody are coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of Yahweh Bashim Shabashim Kodash. Giving all praises unto Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Kodash. It's going to be a relatively quick video, in transit style video, based upon these clips that you see here, this article that you see here. I'm just going to read this title before I get into it. It says Israel launches airstrikes against top Hamas members in Qatar for Gaza ceasefire. Right, Hamas says 6 were killed, but its leadership survived the attacks, which the US says does not advance Israel on America's goals. Okay, Israelis has launched strikes on Hamas, etc., etc., etc. Doha reportedly including group chiefs, ceasefire negotiators in attacks. Etc., etc. Okay, so basically you can see, the least of the flock is drawing them out. Right, this happened 2 days ago. You can see that the least of the flock is drawing them out, and pretty much they're the Carmanians, like the scripture says. They got together, they're having talks and whatever, right? And the purpose of this video is to put you into remembrance that we got one more prophecy to be fulfilled before the end is come. One more prophecy before the Most High unleashes the wrath upon the face of the earth with the least of the flock, which that's the Amalekites, man. That's the people that call themselves, they wish that they was us. The You Wish Foundation, okay? You wish you was us, okay? And pretty much that's a military base out there within the Middle East. You read about the protocols that the different elites over the years, individuals like Albert Pike come to mind, that put forth these plans to use that Middle East to advance into the World War III, where they was going to rise up out of the World War III as the proverbial phoenix. Well, that's what's happening upon the face of the earth. But what the scripture says is that the wicked is going to be taken up in his own trap. So they set up a snare upon the face of the earth here. They set up a trap upon the face of the earth because they want to reduce the world's population. They're trying to rebuild their utopia upon the face of the earth. They're trying to take the birthright that the Most High gave unto our forefather Jacob, and they're trying to establish their own birthright upon the face of the earth, which is the sword. And through the sword, they was going to try to advance their desires upon the face of the earth, which is a totalitarian, I can never say that word, right? A total control type situation that they're trying to advance upon the face of the earth, which part of that is the World War III. Part of that is them allowing World War III to take place upon the face of the earth. And we see within the scriptures, they're going to dig deep underneath the ground and try to hide from the shortfall of the missiles. They're going to get the spacecraft and go into the space stations. Why do you think they're spending billions of pounds, billions of dollars with SpaceX, with different advancements, so-called advancements in technology when it comes to spaceships and all of that, so that they might be able to return onto the earth after they escape the missiles, okay? Because they're going to be the same ones that are going to unleash missiles upon the face of the earth. We're seeing it right now. We're seeing that play being orchestrated. Now, what's beautiful to understand about these scriptures is we can look at it from multiple different perspectives, but we understand the end goal is going to be the same, World War III. We can look at it from the perspective of circular, news, okay? We can look at it from the perspective of, the little protocols that they've had, the little plans that they've had for the longest time. But ultimately, the end-all be-all is going to be the World War III. And when we see these things, and this is the reason why I said this is what's beautiful about the scriptures, when we see these particular things, we see those things that was written thousands of years ago before an Albert Pike existed, a Trump existed, or one of these guys that are so-called on the higher echelons of Edomite culture. Way before these people came upon the face of the earth, way before, right, Benjamin, not a real Judean, came upon the face of the earth. These things were written, right? These particular things was written. So Esau living upon the face of the earth thinking that he's doing something revolutionary, thinking he's doing something extraordinary, thinking he's doing something brand new and fresh, really he is not, okay? He's following the programming that the Most High Yahweh Shema Shai put within him, which they will set forth, like the book of Malachi says within the scriptures, the book of Malachi, the first chapter. They was going to go out there, they was going to build, but the Most High was going to throw it down. And the beautiful thing about it is the Most High put it within his spirit to have this this type of a spirit where he's gonna go out there, build up, right? But set it up within his plans to rebuild and really think and believe that he's gonna be able to rebuild. And that's why the scripture says within the book of Obadiah, the pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. You've been deceived by your own pride to think that you're gonna be able to rise up out of the ashes of the World War III and rule again, and rule in this utopia that you hope to create within this earth. You really think that you're gonna be able to do it? Let's look at it from a spiritual perspective. The Most High said within the scriptures that the Most High said within the scriptures that He was going to pour out His Spirit out there within that area, within that region, and we're seeing that play out right now. Tensions upon tensions, rumors of wars upon rumors of wars. That's another thing that's being said within the scriptures. There was going to be rumors of wars within the end times, but the end is not yet. Why? Because we're waiting for the MOTB to be made mandatory, and you can see the levels of that technocracy being established, the levels in which Esau is putting effort into establishing that technocracy. Yo, man, this thing is moving fast. Okay, this thing is moving fast, right? This thing is moving fast. Watch everything that's happening out there with Trump, man. Things are moving fast. It's very exciting times to be alive. Very, very exciting times to be alive, right? That technocracy could be set up in very quickly, very quickly. The infrastructure is there. The reasoning really is there. But they might allow it to escalate, okay? They might allow it to be a red and blue thing, okay? What I mean by that is the civil war, right? They might allow that to happen, and then you have the little civil war, then they're gonna come with the martial law troops, and then the surveillance, etc., etc., etc. MOTB time, okay? That's what we're seeing out there within America, which is Babylon. Really, you're seeing the same thing within the UK, right? Uproars, tensions, and we know once they say, okay, it's too much, we're gonna police this. Right, we're gonna treat everybody that goes out there as hostile. Then you know what's gonna be next, man. Right, it's gonna be MOTB time, and then these situations that we're seeing out there play out within the Middle East. Boom, World War III unleashed. Okay, World War III unleashed. And again, the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. What does it speak about within the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter? It speaks about how the Carmanians they're gonna remember who they are, and this is what that's the result of it. The result of it was these Carmanians got together, which is the Iranians, got together with the same players that you see within the scriptures, the Persians, right? The Iranians got together, sat down and said, look, man, okay, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? And I'll try to get that I'll try to get a snapshot of that. That might be the visual, and that might be the title. They got together and said, look, what we gonna do? What do you think that's a fulfillment of? Where'd you get that? What spiritual book do you find that information in? Where'd you find that information? That's only contained within the scriptures, man. Only within the scriptures you're gonna be able to find that. You're gonna find out, okay, that these particular people, these particular players are gonna be there in the end times, right, at the world stage, and boom, right? These things was gonna play out within the earth, which is ultimately the World War III. So I don't feel like I need to waffle anymore, right? I've waffled, right? But I hope it's been of edification. You can clearly see something's getting ready to go down. Right, it's time to stay sharp, circumspect, right? Be on fire for this thing, man. It's time to be on fire for this thing. There's no excuses now. There's so much stuff that's happening. Brothers doing videos all over the place, man. There's no reason not to be up. There's no reason not to be excited. Right there, about me outside. There's no reason not to be excited. Okay, there's no reason not to be excited. There is no reason not to be excited, man. Maybe look forward to this, man. Okay, Esau walking around the earth, thinking that this is the end all be all of everything. It's like, nah, man. Something better is getting ready to be established upon the face of the earth. But must needs go through the time of Jacob's trouble, which brings about the MOTB, right? The World War III. And we know, amidst all of these things, that's when the Most High was going to sift out his elect, beam them upon a chariot via the strangeness of the salvation, okay? Beam us upon a chariot, and boom, there you got it. Job's a good one. Job's a good one. Salvation, right? Mercy. The abundance of the Most High's mercy seen. Ooh. Yeah, that's it, man. With that, I'm going to say all praise unto Yahweh. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honors you brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity. I'll see you on the next one. Shalom. Shalom.